black void. Red glow. Like a bloodied lamp or a burning fire. Can't move. As still as a scarecrow. Exposed bones. Skin falling like ice cream melting on a hot summer day. The raunchy, nostril-burning stench of rot and decay. Screaming, not from the mouth, but from the heart. I keep picturing myself melting. And what used to be disregarded as a strange one-off thought became the only thought on my mind. I walked the coastlines to rummage through my thoughts of the past week. It started out as a low-effort exercise, but as the weeks came and went, I found myself leaving my earbuds behind and embracing the sounds of the ocean and the constant internal chattering. During the week, I work. I work hard, put in my hours, clock out, and go home to my misery-filled apartment. Every Sunday, I walk the coastlines. I don't know when it started. I don't know who I can tell. I don't know if it's some message from God, or if it's a warning from Satan. I just don't know. The only thing I've found so far is that it's only happening when I walk the coastlines. Sure, I could stop. I don't know what's more fucked up. The fact that my psyche is definitely off the deep end, or the fact that I feel almost addicted to this vision. I decided I would stay the night under a pavilion on the seawall and see if I can make out anything else besides the melting. I arrived just before sunset, parking my car just before the staircase leading up to the border of the ocean. The street lamps glowed with a yellow tint, marking the end of the day. People walked up and down the road, visiting various stalls of food and sweets. As I climbed up the stairs, the smell of the sea made a pass at my nose, but with my weekly routine, it passed just as quickly as it came. I started to walk from one end to another, admiring the sun's rest and the blue sea. I found myself a nice pavilion to sit at once the sky became dark. Most people at this point either left or sat on the concrete palisade to enjoy the night. I enjoyed the night myself, but it was only a matter of time until I would end up picturing myself melting. I had gotten bored after a while of sitting, so I decided to call my buddy to shoot the shit while I waited.
Yeah, man, can't wait to hang out again. I should be back in like 2 weeks,
my buddy said. He was on vacation with his family in the Philippines.
Bet. Yeah, man. Florida ain't the same without you,
I said, mid-yawn. I was getting sleepy.
Also, bro, it's like 12 a.m. Why are you still out there? Don't you got work tomorrow?
Nah, I called in sick. Meeting a girl out here.
Feels weird to say that I'm out here to picture myself melting.
Okay then. Think she might have bailed. Don't stay out too late.
For sure, man, for sure. Well, anyways, I gotta go. See ya.
Bye.
The light from my phone dimming reminded me of how dark it was out here. The lamps only made it feel more lonely, and the yellow glow was straight out of a horror film. Strangely enough, I hadn't gotten the vision yet, and I had been out here for a lot longer than usual. Fuck it, I'll just go to sleep. Like clockwork, as soon as I closed my eyes, I was transported there once more. Red glow, pulsing around me. Brighter, angrier. Surround in darkness. My heart rate spiked as if I was struck by lightning. The stench, once distant and imaginary, felt real now, burning deep into my sinuses. This time was different. It felt real. I opened my eyes and gasped, heaving until my breath could catch up with my beating heart. My skin tingled, sweat trickling down my forehead. What the fuck is happening? I looked around me, checking to see if anyone saw me. But I was alone. I bolted to my feet, an intense wave of vertigo and nausea surging afterwards. I almost fell, until I caught myself on the concrete palisade, digging my hands into the railing. Panting, tears began to well up in my eyes. I tried to hold them back, and in response, I let out a crackling groan. I was breathing in through my nose, out through the mouth, trying to calm myself. Looking out at the sea only heightened my fear, filling me with terrifying thoughts and uncertainty of what lied below the surface. I hesitated to close my eyes, and only after they were itching from the tears did I do so. I realized only from this moment that the liquid rolling down my cheeks were not tears, nor sweat. My hands felt warm, almost feeling like they were burning. Immediately, panic started to well up, every breath pushing me closer to the edge. I stared at my hand and realized the nightmare wasn't over. Quickly, desperately, I rubbed my hand against my pants, but the melted flesh smeared across the denim, staining the fabric a sickly, pinkish red. No, please, I gasped, but my words dissolved into meaningless sounds. I stumbled backward, heart hammering violently, desperately wiping my palms against my shirt. But my shirt began to cling, sticking to my skin like wet tissue, tearing pieces of flesh away when I pulled back. The pain was sharp, raw, and far too vivid to be imaginary. I didn't have time to think. I stumbled down the stairs leading to the road. I needed to get in my car and process what insane drug I must have taken. Unfortunately, I overshot the last step, and with a strong thud, my face slammed into the pavement. It burned. As I struggled to get back to my feet, I felt my face stretch and tear and leave itself attached to the road. As I looked up, I felt the wind hit where part of my face used to be, and the air made its way into my eye socket as if someone was trying to get a loose hair. The yellow glow of the street lamps illuminated the road. I saw someone standing just past the final set of lamps. Help! I yelled. I blinked with my one good eye, trying to get a better picture.
You ignored the warnings. You kept coming back.
I started to walk towards the voice, my limbs trembling uncontrollably. No one was there. Only shadows dancing beneath the pale moonlight, shifting, crawling along the pavement like spilled ink. The shadows swirled and coalesced, solidifying slowly into a vague human shape. The buzzing of the street lamps morphed into subtle laughter. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing escaped. Only silence, thick and suffocating.
We always knew you'd join us,
the shadow whispered, its voice echoing from the depths of the void.
Each step closer. Each thought deeper. Until until there's nothing left but acceptance.
I shook my head violently.
No, I don't want this. I don't want.
It's too late. You've seen it too many times. You've let us in.
My body pulsed with a burning, corrosive heat, and I watched, horrified, as the skin of my forearms bubbled and dripped. My fingers elongated, stretching like hot wax, pooling onto the road. They began to seep in all directions, heading towards the lamps. The shadow stepped closer, its form growing more distinct, eerily familiar. A twisted reflection of myself, featureless yet undeniably me.
You thought it was just a vision.
It murmured, voice calm, cold, and almost comforting.
But you've been melting for weeks. Drop by drop. Every night, leaving pieces of yourself behind.
I frantically looked around, seeing faces in the dark. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of tortured souls. Their eyes hollow, sunken, silently beckoning. Their mouths were pursed into a wide, wicked smile. Their teeth shined in the yellow light.
We melt into the sea.
The shadow murmured, placing a formless hand upon my shoulder, sending an agonizing jolt of heat through my bones.
It's peaceful beneath the waves.
No more pain. No more doubts. As I felt myself slipping away, dissolving, merging slowly into nothingness, the pain began to fade, replaced by an oddly comforting numbness. I realized, with unsettling clarity, that the shadow's voice had changed. Now, it sounded just like mine. It's better this way, I repeated to myself as I trekked towards the beachside. I felt the weight of my skin slide right off me, then the weight of my muscle, the weight of my bones, the weight of my sins, the weight of everything. I only wish that others could feel the pure ecstasy of true relief. Now, I walk the coastlines, no longer needing to bear the weight of life. You should see what it's like to melt into the sea.